What's up everybody, Turzone here. Welcome back to the video, and in today's video we're going to be going over how to play Tom and Jerry. First we're going to get into some moves and combos, and then after that we're going to show a brief low description of the perks that I use for him. And yeah, let's get right into it. So the way I'm going to do this, we're going to go by buttons. We're going to show every move for square or X on PS4 and Xbox. So let's start off with just the default combo. Just spamming square side to side. This will pretty much just combo him. It does some good damage. And yeah, this I use this one a lot in game. And yeah, it's pretty good. Next up is holding your joystick downward like you're gonna crouch, then clicking X. This is the armor breaker, as you guys can see with the glowing purple. You don't have to hold it the whole time. You could just spam it like that. And yeah, that's pretty good against like Wonder Woman. Next up is holding the arrow upwards and hitting X. It does like this paddleboard thing, which is pretty dope. You actually could get a nice like combo if you spam it. Normally it's better if they're on lower percentage, but yeah, you could charge it and you might even be able to knock them out. Nah, but you could do extra damage with it. Alright, so after that, once you do all these moves on the ground, you could click the same exact buttons and do something different in the air. So for example, while I hold down and click X, it does this armor breaker, right? But if I'm in the air and I hold down an X, it does this pan fry, which as you guys saw just absolutely obliterated Shaggy. Obviously, he won't do this much now because he's at a lower percentage. But let's say we were to pan fry him. Oop, we were to pan fry him and then hit him upwards. We could go up and click X and then pan fry him again, but in a different way. So let's try that. He's not at a high enough percentage. We can't really get a hit off him, but if you hold up and X, it does do this. And let's say you're in the air, you can't whip out this hammer, but what you can do is try to scratch him. You know, that's X in the air. Instead of the hammer, you get this little scratch thing. So if you're just laying down, not pressing anything, you could actually press your left bumper button, and this will do a slingshot. You could click Y also, but you have to stand still, so I recommend just, clicking left bumper. It's a bit easier. You could do the same exact slingshot in the air once we get Jerry back. So in the air, if we just hold X, we actually get this big pan fry thing. It's more of a tennis racket. You could do the same thing on the ground, but you gotta stand still while you click X. That's not always the best. So let's show the slingshot in the air now. As you guys saw right there. You could do that in the air or on the ground. So let's get into all the buttons for Y. Similar to the other ones, everything you do on the ground might be different, but in this case, some of the ones with including the button Y are the same. For example, if I hold my joystick to the side in any direction, it shoots out this fishing rod, right? And one of my perks, it lets me hit the ground and it brings me there, right? So this will be the same whether you're in the air or not. So yeah, side to Y. If you stand still, it does the same thing as left bumper. And this is what I was saying, where you might as well just click left bumper. So yeah. Alright, so the next one is up square. It lets you, or I'm sorry, up triangle. It lets you shoot this weird little rocket. So if I'm on the ground, I actually get to control it, and it's pretty dope. But if I'm in the air, it just does this weird arc thing. Oh, I just killed Jerry. Yeah, but as you guys saw, if you're in the air, you actually can't control it. So, yeah. And if you don't have Jerry and you go down, it actually makes this cheese thing. Now we got Jerry back, so you can't control him. He just kind of arcs around, but he did land on Shaggy over here, so he did do some damage. All right. So punt him, and if I don't have Jerry, it will follow him if he's on the map, and he happens to be right next to Shaggy, so he's doing a bunch of damage. All right. Next up, we got down arrow in the air. It drops like this weird TNT thing. If I'm down here, if I click down arrow down here, it'll spawn in this cheese. But if I'm in the air, it does this TNT, right? So one of the combos you could actually do, if you make this TNT, you could... Oh, let me wait till I get it back. You could actually hit it with your racket. If you hold square, just tap it real quick. Oops. As you guys saw, I just smacked it at him. So if you use this, just hold X. It holds this weird little thing, this tennis racket. So bam, bam, up, jump up in the air, hold your joystick down, then click Y, and then that'll drop the TNT. And then once you're on the ground, just click X real quick, and it'll do this. Bam. Alright guys, so pretty much that's it. Now let's just get straight into the perks. The perks I recommend using are Deadshot, Percussive Punch Power, and Make It Rain Dog. Deadshot, 5% increased damage on projectiles. You guys saw how many projectiles he uses between the slingshot and the rockets. They're all really good. 5% increased damage on attacks that knock them horizontally. You guys saw that hammer. The hammer is absolutely bonkers. You could spam it like a madman. It really doesn't matter. This will help you. Make It Rain Dog, 20% projectile speed. So this pretty much just lets your projectiles move quicker. So if I were to shoot this slingshot, ugh, it just moves a lot quicker. Like, look at that. Bro's flying. Killed him again. Alright. So for this main signature perk, it's really up to you. So, look, let's say I'm using my fishing rod, right? Oh, I didn't mean to kill him. Right? Nothing's going to happen if I let go. It's just kind of just going to sit there. If I were to put on this fishing one, Fly Fisher, right? Let's select it. Let's say I were about to die, right? I shoot it. It pulls me to wherever it landed. This might be useful. Let's say you don't have triple jump, right? So you use your jumps and you only get like 2 dodges also, right? Let's say you're in the air, you use both your dodges, shoot that fishing rod and it will pull you over. If I didn't have that fishing rod, you're dead. So it's almost like a triple jump, right? So if we go here, let's go to Dynamite Split, right? And if you guys remember that other move, right? Where you down arrow and then whack it, it actually will turn into 3 dynamite, as you guys see, instead of 1. It's really up to you guys. I recommend the fishing rod one, personally. I think it's more useful. This is a mostly offensive build anyways. You don't need extra dynamite. I recommend having a little bit extra defense on the Fly Fisher. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and have a nice day, of course. Peace.